Hello everyone, this is Cockanail, and while I work on the seasonal that ends in 2 hours, I'm going to be reviewing what we know about the Araxxor boss that comes out tomorrow. It is the soloable or duo spider boss. It's going to be released on Monday around noon GMT, but expect that to vary plus or minus a few hours, because it is sharing its update with a lobby rework. It's with Twitch integration for streaming and whatever patch notes they finally surprise us with tomorrow morning. So be patient, get yourself in the location and totally prepped as you need to be if you're trying to fight the boss. If not, there are going to be multiple streamers, myself included, on Twitch. I'm going to be sharing TS with Raji, a few others, so any information they have, I'll give to you, and hopefully myself to them. And whatever happens, it's going to be an interesting day with new two-handed weapons for all three styles, tier 90, the noxious staff, longbow, and scythe. There are 2 new pets, and an boatload of mechanics that I'm going to work through as much as I can here. So first off, the spider boss is going to be released southeast of Port Fastness, or however you pronounce that. So best banking is through using the ectofile to get into the port. There's going to be a shortcut if you're 92 agility. That's right to the south and get you even closer. If not, you're going to have to go out the gate to the west of the city. You zip down through a swamp for about 10 seconds more of hiking. Once you get in, you can solo or duo. Solo is going to be much easier in a sense, but if you die, you die, and kill is over. Duo is twice the mechanics, twice the damage you have to do, twice the hard. New mechanics that'll require both of you to work together, somewhere you death dodge, somewhere you have to do different attacks, like in Rots when you're fleeing the cave. And more of that's going to be seen on the streams, Who Duo. But, the J-Mods wanted something that doesn't force people into hunting groups for their kills, so this is convenient in that sense. I'm going to be soloing myself, gonna test out the new death interface and then get into kill. What we know is there are 3 different paths you can take it down, in a total of 4 phases, so that is going to work out to 10 different combinations, or different phases that you can have for the kill, and the path you take is up to you, but in order to get the rewards, you're going to have to eventually do every single one of them. The attack style of the boss will change, and you'll be able to know right off the bat when you start the kill, because you'll have the red legs, blue legs, or green legs for melee, mage, and range, and you can figure out what weapons to use from the weakness. I'm going to get into more of that later. There's going to be different mechanics of attacks, some that you can weaken or strengthen depending on how you go through the fight. Now, there's a lot of information here, so I'm going to be referencing my Reddit post, the YouTube information from myself and Regicidal, and all the other investigators involved in this. And that'll be down in the description. So, first phase is where you have the 3 different paths. You're going to see there are 2 webs blocking a map and 1 rock pile. They're the 2 out of 3 paths you can choose between. The third one is blocked, but these will rotate over 4 days, or each rotation lasts 4 days. Figure it out tomorrow. One on the left we saw from Twitch, the second one, the middle, acid path we saw from the YouTube BTS. So, but whichever one you choose, you want to burn those webs ASAP, before the 10 seconds of the boss dropping down to start the kill, because there's a minimum 1 minute timer before you can lure him down the path. So, hop down if you're blessedly one of the first few in the world who can host your own kill in the public. You're going to be spectated soon. you'll be able to not pay 200k for the instance. So whoever is the first one in is going to be quite lucky in that regard. And he'll be able, but he may also have an accidental duo partner. So once you get in, there are a couple known attacks. The first one is seen so often, it's called the web cocoon, where Araxxor spits out webs and binds you. This can be anticipated or freedom, but before he does the attack, if you don't get it, you're going to be hit by small damage, you're going to be stunned, you're still going to get his common attacks. There's the cleave, which is possibly his most dangerous one. If you curls in his legs, he's going to swipe out a large radius, 3,000 to 4,000 damage hit. It can hit you, it can hit your familiar, so you want to surge or escape out of there. Hopefully, if I'm ranging or maging, he's going to be in range or mage phase, so I won't have to surge as much in order to protect the Sea Singer, and that protects familiar, not Sea Singer. There's the last attack of the first phase is what's called the web shield. There's going to be a large net that drops down onto Araxxor, and for every second or couple that you're not hitting damage on Araxxor, he's going to be healing 1000 HP. So what you want to do is get your attack or dismember on him ASAP so that it doesn't heal. But at the same time, you don't want to be dropping your max hits during this time, because every hit that you do on Araxxor during this time will be reflected back on you. So, as I said, the lightest hits you can do that bleed and kind of love tap Araxxor will be the best bet for this. Once you've gotten him low enough that you're satisfied, you're going to run down the path that you've chosen. Each of the 4 phases, Araxxor will start out at 100k health, but you can kind of affect the fight by choosing when you path, because the lower his health, the easier he's going to be, and the weaker his minions are going to be laser in the face. Everything about his fight mechanics, his damage he hits on you, his risk, is based off of how patient you are. As he was said in Twitch, you could surge down one of the tunnels in the second phase, make it take 10 seconds, be on the next. And Araxxor might be weaker for it, but he's going to be spawning more often, more aggressively, stronger minions. And that is one thing we do know that is pretty persuasive. To give it your time, yeah, the whole kill is going to be like 10 minutes or so, estimated by Mod Ramen, so it's just one overload, one renewal. And you're able to give the time it takes to keep calm during this fight in order to get it done right. So, if you pick the left phase, as was seen in Twitch, you're going to go down onto a ground walkway, where there's going to be the second set of attacks. We know that there are going to be minion spawns, so you can tell off the bat what type of style they are, because they're red, blue, or green, and they're going to be attacking you, but they're pretty weak. Small minion spawns, they're like 5,000 health, and you can drop them fast. There's the phase mechanic, which is based off of 3 eggs that drop down in a 1 square reach of each other. And those are important because you can either step onto them yourself, or if you're a duo, you have to D-dot on them, and they're going to instantly burn up. Kills the spawns, but and it hurts you a little bit, but it's also going to enrage Araxxor. And the more out of the 20 that you kill, the angrier Araxxor is going to be. But you can fully drain the mechanic in after 20 bug kills, and then go on to the next mechanic. there's going to be what's known as the pulsing spider. This is majorly important because it is a healer. It looks like a black spider spawn with a glowing red lava-like back on it, and it's going to spit out a green beam that has a time delay. It is a healer. It will heal Araxxor for 5,000 health. So you want to drop it before it tags that beam to Araxxor and heals him. But again, it's easy. You can drop it if you're paying attention. And there's basically that for the phase. It's about low health minions. You can either kill them or not. You can surge through and finish the phase or not. And if you give it the time and lower Araxxor enough again, you're going to have fewer hazard mechanics later on. Now, just like last phase, you want to lower its HP a bit. Now, I think I'm going to be playing it pretty safe when it comes to how much I want to lower Virago before pathing on, because we don't know yet what health is the bottom limit during those cycles, whether it's 12.5 like Virago on phases 2, 4, 5, could be more, could be less. All we know is the reference from Mod Haman during the Twitch stream today. He brought it down to 30,000, 35,000 health, and that seems like a safe buffer. Don't want to go below that and risk him healing to full, wasting all those minutes of grind. More spec attacks, so that's a safe health. Once you get it down to 30 or 35,000, run over into the next part of the path, the next phase. And that, in addition to the other attacks, is what we know. The BTS from Friday, the behind the scenes, did leak other attacks, and I have those listed on the Reddit thread. There are multiples from spewing acid, bubbling acid, the red and black smoke that pours out of his mouth for not even know it's a damage or an injury. But those will be discovered in time. The rewards, as we know them, are the 3 two-handed tier 90 weapons, the Noxious Scythe for melee, longbow, and staff. They are formed from the 4 parts that drop from Araxxor. There are 3 that combine into a stick, and the 4th attachment allows you to choose which style it is. Now, if you've ever focused on God Wars weapons, you have the 3 shards that drop from all the bosses and 1 hilt. Same thing here. We know that the weapons have an average speed and an accuracy of 2,458. What the odd one out is a longbow. It might actually be a shield bow, even though it doesn't say, because its damage is like half of the scythe. So that's a theory. It might be something that will be patched later. It might be based off of its dependence on the arrow tier. So we've got those, and more mystery that I can't wait to figure out. There are other drops, including confirmed Onyx Bolt E. The estimated average drop range should be 300k to 400k, not including the special rare drops, and possibly 200k more GP reward for if you're committing to the instance cost as a type of courtesy from Jagex. We know that the arrow ammo for the bow is the Araxxor arrow, which is thankfully a guaranteed drop since those are going to be consumed pretty decently. We know that the weapons have a special attack called Mirror Back. Don't know what it does. Guessing it's like Staff of Light where it reflects damage. We know that the XP drop for Araxxor is 19k. So if they ever make a spider task, that's pretty solid fun. Could be beat out the KK grinds that people used to mask, because this is a solo for 19k. Not bad. And that is basically what we know about Araxxor. We've got the weapons, the pets, the healer and acid pets, which you get one as a rare drop during the kill, more common than Virago, but you get one and it'll help teach you how to get the second one. We know where it is. We know that there's a poison risk, so definitely stock up on your anti-poisons, supers or anti-poison plus plus. We know that cannons are not allowed in, but you can use dreadnips. We know that damage will be done to your familiars, but not the rhino. So after next week, when the rhino becomes cosmetic, you have a choice whether to use magic attacks or switch over to melee range duel and take lunar spells for a spiritualized food, which will re-heal that poor familiar that you're gonna hurt so often from cleave attacks and others as given, and that should allow you to last a bit longer. Now it's only 10 minutes, so I'm going to be taking one overload, one renewal. It's not that long. I'm going to be trying out suiciding for the start to see what the death mechanic is. I'm going to be info dumping as much as I did before, and I hope to figure out this boss pretty quickly, because there's just so much challenge in it as we've been warned. But, I'm going to be there, see what happens. Check me out. Check out the Reddit thread. And please, more than anything, check out Regicidal. He made a amazing blog post and Reddit thread on the boss, so big sorry to him. What happened was I got my post and had a sticky 10 minutes before his, and he put a lot of work in, so I've got his information referenced, and please check out what he has listed on his blog post. I'm going to have it linked in the description, and give him a thanks from me, because he's got some good info about the boss too. So, kills tomorrow, going to be interesting, going to be tough, going to be exciting, as I'm sure. There's going to be many more surprises. We've got, 10 special attacks out of the 23 mechanics he has, including leading the acid pit and what's on third path. We know about collapsing ledges. We don't, but not when during the kill that will happen, if you trigger it or the boss, based on a timer. So I'll have those out to you. If you've got a gear suggestion you think you're going to try out, you've got plans to stream or record the event and want to link, put those in the comments. I want to get all the words out that people are sharing. And see you tomorrow, and good luck to everyone on your kills.